I have a major problem with channels like these, and some claim to be non-monetary, but others don't mention money at all. And don't be fooled, because they are not mentioning money because they don't make it. No, they're not mentioning money because the younger kids that they're kind of preying on watch these videos, and they get paid for these kids trying to just watch clips of their favorite streamers. Well, KOG, this isn't that bad, right? Well, if you have a brain made out of toaster or suffer from light pulse syndrome, if you think this is okay, then I don't know what to tell you. And I promise, if I'm saying it, then I'm sure the people who actually create this content are saying the same thing as I am. And how stuck up of me to believe that every streamer whose streams are ripped and posted in full to YouTube with ads. Maybe I should ask them in the first place before I speak on their behalf. But it's a fair assumption anyways. Dream has mentioned it before, probably the biggest YouTuber, streamer, and music star that's not named KOG.
I think if they're making money off it, it's a little scummy because they're just making.
Okay, wait. Let me see. Do they have ads?
Randomly?
I'm giving them money right now, Dream.
Yeah, which is I don't support that. I don't agree with it. I think that is dumb. Which is whatever. But I think that I don't really support going and claiming a video because of that. But I do think that my personal wish would be that these channels don't have ads on, because Dream's mom obviously is making, if you go look at their views, like they're making thousands of dollars a month off of this, and they're I'm streaming and then they're just going to my stream, cutting it up, taking a 1-minute part and then uploading it.
So I created this video because there's an extremely popular YouTuber that I've been following for probably 5 or 6 years that I've seen this happening to. And I don't really know exactly when it started, but my friends would come over every day in the summer, right? And we would have a sleepover or just hang out in my basement, and we were doing this all the time. And of course, we're gonna have background noise, so YouTube was the choice to go. And I have absolutely no idea how we started watching scary stories, but we found it, and we found a dude named Mr. Nightmare who narrates these stories. Stories that would have our prepubescent asses screaming at 3 a.m. acting like the motherfucking hamburger was running into my basement. And the narration community wasn't giant like it was today. Today it's completely oversaturated, and there are many options to choose from, like a male or a female or a gender neutral narrator. So recommended videos were the way to find out about people at this time. And after we'd get sick of Mr. Nightmare, we saw channels like Mad Mike, Dr. Horror, Mr. Creepypasta, all lost in time for me today, but those people were the shit at the time. The one and only narrator that I listen to today is a guy that many 13-year-old fans who would have probably been 1D stands back in the day know exactly who I'm talking about. Yes, it's your father, Corpse Husband. And no. I don't hate Corpse Husband in the slightest, or his fans. I mean, actually, I'm lying about that latter half, but I'm happy for the dude. Not to be that guy who's like, I knew him before he was famous, so polish my shoes and bow down to the almighty. But I've been following this dude for nearly 6+ years, so I know a lot about him. And shit, I watch Mr. Nightmare more than I do watch Corpse Husband, because Corpse hasn't posted as much and as often, but I don't know shit about that dude. I think he did a Q&A at like 1 million, but honestly, that dude's floating in no man's land when it comes to knowing about him. But Corpse, he's different. He had a really different formula to narrating. Sometimes you would have an intro, sometimes you'd have an outro, and if the issue was even more major, he would have an entire video or stream to talk about it. And he had a really bad upload schedule at that time, and on top of that, he also wanted to be transparent with his fans that actually cared for him as a person. And doing this, I heard a lot about his illness that he's mentioned lately, and how he has no friends, no family, and wasn't really having the greatest life. And it was upsetting at the time. I always hoped for his well-being, especially being one of my favorite creators of all time. So of course I'm happy to see him succeed. And money isn't everything, especially when you're dealing with health issues, but money isn't all he got either. He's gotten really good friends out of it now that always keep him happy, a strong fan base, and as weird and toxic as they are, they support him and they do make him happy, and the money can also help him with treatment and drugs. And no, not those bad drugs, little Timmy, god damn it. The drugs that are good, that'll help him deal with his illness, of course. So I'm happy for him. Now, with all that backstory out of the way, he hasn't uploaded a horror narration in about 4 months, and I remember this vividly. He uploaded this video after he just started playing with PewDiePie and joining that Among Us group that he's so close with now, and it didn't bang well at all. And neither have any of his old stories really either. And as much as I believe Corpse and I know how genuine of a guy he is. I don't know him personally, of course, but I watch him and hear him and know about his personal life for the past 6 years. I feel that I know his character, and I know he wouldn't lie to us. I 100% believe it strains him reading this stuff, and being an OG fan, like I mentioned earlier, I remember that his upload schedule was pretty bad, and uploads would be scarce at times because of his health. So no, I'm not doubting that at all. Before Among Us was even a thing, it would take about 3 or 4 months at a time to upload, and that was in the past year and a half where he was struggling to upload, so I don't feel betrayed or abandoned whatsoever. And even if he did do that, he doesn't owe us shit anyways. But I also believe that on top of the health issues, his old story content wouldn't be well received today. Like I said, most of his fans are young girls and young, so these old video ideas wouldn't be something that they'd click on. Of course, some of his fans would watch it because it's something that he made, but a lot of them also wouldn't, and I can't fight the fact that that is definitely some of the reason on why he doesn't want to come back to narration. He said he still loves and respects the art of narration, is intrigued in horror stories still to this day. I see him interact with Mr. Nightmare on Twitter, and they like each other's tweets all the time, so he's still well into that community, which shows his character hasn't changed as he still enjoys his old work and doesn't try to hide it at all. But knowing that it didn't work the first time, I doubt that him uploading a horror narration would work again. And shout out to Corpse Husband Clips on YouTube for hearing him talk about this, but oh no man, you are not safe. I have digressed so much this video. I mean, not really digressed. I kind of just set the stage. I got the backdrop ready. I checked the mics a few times, corrected the lighting. Now it's time for the curtains to fly open because these channels are public enemy number one. I'm thankful for the video of the stream getting posted of him talking about his update on horror narrations because, as you know, followed him for 6 years. I've watched all of his narrations probably about 5 or 6 times because that's how often I listen to these horror stories. And if he plans on never coming back, it kind of gave me closure. So I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. I mean, I shouldn't have supported that channel and pumped up their view count, but I did. So be it, Karen. What the fuck are you going to do about it? I mean, I'll never do it again. And why I hate these channels with a passion? And did I say a passion? Did you hear me? It's because they are trash. I don't know who runs any of these channels, but many channels have a ton in common. They start with full uploads of various YouTuber streams, and then when they're threatened with a DMCA, they're forced to make minimal edits to stay in the thin line of fair use law. Like, let me show you how quickly I can do this. Why not? Let's do this.
Constantly, and I mean constantly chilling, girl after girl, bro, sipping lean, like.
Oh! You got him? You got him? You actually destroyed him? Okay. 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 All right. Yes. I feel that. I feel that. I got it.
That's pretty much it.
All right. Fair enough. Oh, those were okay.
Whoa, I added a few words of text and zoomed in a few times, and now it's my content, guys. Like, how is that legal? Seriously. And yes, I have almost 200 subscribers, and these channels have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So fuck yeah, I'm jealous. Call me a crybaby. Oh, non-hustler, like these channels. But when I'm putting in more work in one single video than they do in all their videos combined, I think I can express my hatred for these channels a little bit. As I previously mentioned, they're preying on younger kids. Most of these audiences are younger kids, and maybe they aren't preying on the younger kids because that kind of sounds predatorial, but they know that the kids won't care or see a problem with their content like maybe you or I do, and their audience will just grow to the hundreds of thousands, making money off of already established names, adding clickbait titles to maximize profit. Well, KOG, they have hours and hours of Twitch streams to watch and to edit. And while my loyal viewer, thinking logically, depending on the goal of your clip video, you can automatically cut down certain parts of those Twitch streams, like downtime in games by seeing parts where they're waiting in lobbies, or maybe they're dead, or some cases when they're in the game not saying much. Corpse Husband is more of a quiet person, so his are a little bit easier to do. Even the same with Dream. If he's like speed running or cheating or something like that, he can easily cut out, well, whoever runs it, not just he, they can easily see where there's high peaks of action and low peaks of action, and then edit those parts out and just make it easier on themselves. Of course, Dream talks more than Corp's husband. Corpse is a little bit quieter, and there's parts in Corpse's streams that I've caught where he's not really saying anything for 5-10 minutes tops, especially when he's dead, or he's responding to fan chats. Usually these fan chats are like, "Hi, Corpse, I love your voice," or "Hi, Corpse, have my kids," or like nobody wants to see that in a Twitch clip, so they can easily cut those parts out. Or same thing with Dream, when Dream's like mining for like coal or something, they just edit that out. It's not that hard. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they watch the 3 to 6 hours of streams and truly edit. Like, well, cool, how hard of a job is that? I mean, yeah, you're still watching the videos, and I would much rather get paid for watching Twitch streams than working at a sandwich shop. But you aren't making content that's yours. You're just clicking that razor button in Premiere Pro, clicking twice, and then clicking that clip, and then clicking the delete button. God, I sound like a middle school girl crying about some drama about her cutting Rebecca in the lunch line, but I don't think anyone that has a brain larger than a Fruity Pebble disagrees with me. And Dream clips, Corpse clips, and whatever other relevant streamer has had their channel getting ripped of their own content and getting money made off of it is feeling the same frustration that I do. But hey, people have easier times of success in the real world and on bigger deals, so maybe I shouldn't care. I guess they hustled and got big, but I don't understand how streamers and their teams don't take down these channels. Because shit, maybe you see a clip channel from KOG in a few weeks and see how easy it is to make it, then I'll just throw my channel up there and bait and switch those fucking 6-year-olds. Because why not? And I mean, I would like to say more about the situation. I feel like I have more to say, but I feel like I'll also just be running around in circles calling them lazy, rip off, so I'll stop myself. But that's the reason I got a problem with these channels. And I know people with 10 subscribers may even be working harder than me, which, I mean, actually, I don't think so. I work pretty hard. But let's just say they do. So I'm not entitled to shit. And to think me and Mr. Timmy with 10 subscribers who work harder on one video than they do in their entire lives on YouTube can feel a little bit of hatred towards these channels. And yes, I'm cutthroat, and I don't care if you're Robin Hood. Not that corporate one that fucked me out of hundreds of dollars and everybody else, but that one that steals from the rich, aka the streamers, and gives to the poor, aka the person who's doing the clipping. But I know that the people that are doing the clipping are pocketing the money, and it's not because they're poor, and they're not going to give it out to anybody else. They just want a quick buck. And death to all these channels, please. That was satire. Please don't ban, send hate, and report me. And if you aren't an Angry Clip fan and made it this far into the video, make sure to subscribe and like. And unless you're 12, then just click that X button and leave. Because I'm curious to know what you guys think about this topic as well. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Am I being a bitch, or is this justified? Anyways, don't send hate to these channels or the OG creators or streamers, because I like all the OG creators and streamers. So just go watch a KOG video instead of sending hate, and the day will be made. Okay, bye.
Bitch, I'm riding down the E-way, smoking Doty, yo bitch passenger. If I fuck her once, then bitch I'm passing her. 93, that's foreign, fill this bitch up to capacity. Awesome, treat a little bitch nigga like he Cassidy. X this little bitch out, I'm in her mouth just like a